So I give him access to it. Of course, you will not give him password so that it's not a hair. So I give him the access to it. Then he's supervised. He has somebody with him doing it. So that way, even when things like that pop up, because you can't control these things popping up. I really feel that some of these websites, they are in collaboration with them. I really don't have that, but they keep popping up from time to time. So that's all that.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we'll be talking about Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we'll be talking about masturbation and pornography at home. We look at how to prevent our children from being exposed to pornography and masturbation, and how to help them quit the habit if they've already been exposed to it. And to discuss this topic today, I have with me in the channel our dear Pastor Kaine Adebisi. Pastor Kaine Adebisi is the resident pastor of Spring Hill Ministries. She's also a trained engineer, digital marketer, and skincare expert. She loves children and is very passionate about family. So I couldn't think of any better person to have this topic discussed with me today other than she. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. Pastor Kaine, you're welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much.
Say hello to the fans.
Hi, hello. Glad to be here.
You're welcome. So masturbation and pornography is not often talked about, but these are serious issues that we need to help our children know about, or I believe our children should know about it. So I'd like to start by asking, what is wrong with masturbation and pornography, and why should we talk about it at home?
Masturbation is self-stimulating. If you're stimulating yourself sexually, then pornography is watching visual representations of sexual images and videos. Okay, why it is important we talk about it? It's because it has a way of affecting the mind and controlling everything that you think about. How do I mean? Once you delve into it or you start doing it, it occupies your mind. Most times you don't think of any other thing. You just think of how to stimulate yourself sexually, and it gives you that pleasure. It's pleasurable, but dangerous. So even though a lot of times people don't talk about it, these things happen. These things happen from time to time. There was something I was reading recently that says about 30% of children are exposed to it before time. This means we must talk about it. These statistics, and most times statistics is like they take a controlled set of people to do this research. Yes. So it is important we speak about it. We cannot run away from it. And it's best to talk about it so that we know how to proceed and how to handle it.
Very important. So we should talk about it at home. So do you suggest parents sit their children down and discuss this? Like there's something called masturbation, there's something called pornography. Beware of it, see how to avoid it. Is that what you're trying? Is that how we go about it at home?
I know parents should talk about these things, because if you don't talk about it, it will be spoken to them or they will hear about it elsewhere. And the amazing thing about masturbation is even children, they don't masturbate, but they tend to explore their sexual areas. Yes. They tend to know, the boys tend to know what is this, the girls tend to, ask questions. So it is important to speak about it, but knowing when to speak about it is also important, depending on the age of the child, the maturity of the child. So it is very important, because if you don't speak about it as a parent in your home, they will hear about it outside.
Right. Very, very, very cool. Okay. So let's say the way the social media is right now, we have a lot of celebrities now, right? And most celebrities are not really celebrities because of their academic success, career success. The most popular celebrities now, celebrities based on entertainment, whether it's the music industry, the movie industry. So because of that, there's a lot of nudity out there. Like you're scrolling through your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed, and before you know what's happening, before you read 3 or 10, before you reach 10 posts, you've seen 7 naked women. Like maybe if somebody is not kissing or smooshing, somebody is half naked advertising something. So how do we handle this at home? Because our children, mostly the teenagers, like that are already in secondary school, or even the ones that are in year 1, year 2 at the university. Okay, so they make use of smartphones, so they are exposed to these things. So how do we go about handling their exposure to masturbation and pornography?
Like we said earlier, it must be talked about in the home. Knowing when to talk about it is also key. And exposure to social media is also key. When they are exposed to social media, some people are, you talk about teenagers, some people as early as 6, 7, like my son, he has to do an assignment online that takes him online. So even if you do it offline, there's a particular time he needs to get a particular information from a site. So any which way, you take it online. What I will use myself as an example.
Okay, awesome.
What I do most times is try to limit that exposure to the internet. Okay, so for example, since they are 6, 7, they need it at a limited time for a purpose. So what I do is I ask, okay, this assignment, it gets to a point, he does it to the point, I'm using my 6-year-old, my 7-year-old now as an example. He does it to the point where he needs the internet. So I give him access to it. Of course, you will not give him password so that he's not a hair. So I give him the access to it. Then he's supervised. He has somebody with him doing it. So that way, even when things like that pop up, because you can't control these things popping up. I really feel that some of these websites, they are in collaboration with them. I really don't have that, but they keep popping up from time to time. So that's for that one. Now the teenagers, they are constantly on their phones, on social media, on the internet. You know, it's not just social media, the internet. When they're doing their assignments, you have these pop-up windows that come up and things like that. Like there's sometimes you're doing a research and you click, it just takes you to another window and things like that. Education is key. You must educate them to tell them these things are real. A lot of times we shy away from these things. I think that's where the problem is. So talk to them, talking to them. If you've not developed the relationship of talking to your children, you don't know how to, I think that's the first step. Try to talk to them, try to listen to them. Because of where we are coming from, where our parents didn't listen to us, we find it difficult to listen to these children. So even when it pops up, they cannot come and tell you that I've seen something like this. But the first thing is, let them know this is what is going on. Then from there, even when it pops up, they know that this is it. Okay? And even if they don't know, like if the ages are much younger, maybe you can't be with the child 24/7 doing the assignment, and it pops up. So like my son, mommy, I saw this. And based on that, maybe the education can start if you haven't started. But control first, controlling the time that they have. Then secondly, educating them what the pros are, educating them. I don't think there's any pro or any, but these are the dangers of it. The pros, that means using internet. These are the kind of things that can come up when you are using the internet. It's a good thing to use the internet, but there's a disadvantage. There are things that could come up from time to time.
All right, guys. Hope we're having a nice time. I hope we're learning a lot. So one thing I have picked so far, she said you have to create the bond, the relationship with your children so that they can be able to approach you and talk about these things. So like she mentioned earlier, if your son or your daughter is surfing the net and they stumble on a pornographic picture or a site, pornographic site, will they be able to come and meet you and say, Mommy, I saw this, Daddy, I saw that? So it's very important that you make them aware of these things, make yourself approachable to them so that they can discuss these issues with you. Thank you very much, man. So the next question is,